Hello, my name is Alan Cosno. I'm a veterinarian. I'm going to show how to give capsules and tablets to a cat. I'm doing this in my own house, not in the animal hospital, just to demonstrate how people can do it in their own house. This cat is not going to be heavily restrained. We don't heavily restrain a cat ever. We treat a cat on the table, on the counter. We do not crawl around on the floor after him. We don't put him in our lap. We don't wrap him in a towel, which is a straitjacket and very frightening. I happen to have installed this hook in the wall of my own house just so I could have a place to tie my own animals when I treat them. If you have nothing like this in your kitchen, you can always tie the cat with this simple leash to a heavy cooking pot full of water, a heavy mixer, or a friend who holds the leash and doesn't move his or her hand off of the wall. The restraint is completely passive. They just can't get away from the leash. Then they tend not to struggle at all. I have made the precaution of taking out the next dose after I gave him the last dose. I want that pill sitting there on the table ready for him so that he doesn't hear me fumbling around rattling pills in a bottle and run under the bed. The idea of giving a pill to any animal is to get it over the top of the tongue and far back in the throat. Then a reflex takes over and they automatically swallow it, the sign that it's swallowed being that the tongue comes up once and licks the nose. With a large dog, it's easy. You put your whole hand down there and drop the pill. With a cat, it is more difficult because it's a smaller place to work and generally it's a smaller pill to hold. I am right-handed, so everything I say, if you are left-handed, you will need to reverse it. I have the pill, which I had ready before I even brought the cat to the table, between my thumb and forefinger of my working hand, my right hand, which is going to leave me 3 fingers free to push down on his lower jaw. I'll take an overhand grip on the skull, and I'm going to lift him somewhat. The ideal angle to have his head and neck at, oh my goodness, will you please go away? I am going to try to get him at a 45-degree angle. If his head is bent down too far, he can't swallow. Also, if it's way back over his head, he can't swallow. 45 degrees, that's about nice. I'm going to lift him up, and I'm going to push down, and I'm going to put the pill in. Now, if you toss it in and it comes to the right place immediately, he will swallow it easily. Or if you've gotten close, you can give one quick push with your finger and get it in. But that, most of the time, you can't pull it off. When we take a pill, we like to swallow it with a swig of water. I'm going to help him swallow, and what we're going to use to help him swallow is my own saliva. I am going to drool into his mouth to help him swallow it. So, I pick up his head, I push down, I drop in the pill, and he swallows it. Some cats have to be held just a little bit differently. Some cats, when you get that baseball grip on the skull and pick him up, they immediately put their front feet up and try to push you away. If they have claws, even if they're not trying to scratch you, you get stabbed with the nails. Even if they're declawed though, with those soft pads, they can still push you away and make it difficult. If that's the case, the grip is a little different. We're going to take skin, not on the neck, but as far up on the skull as you can get some loose skin. And no thumb. We're going to just go like this. Everything we do for giving the pill will be the same, but it's this grip. And for some reason, the first 5 or 10 seconds you hold a cat that way, they don't put their feet up. Now, as you know, some cats get under the bed and they won't come out all day because they just don't want to be handled at all. This is what you use. You don't crawl there, you don't try to chase him out, you don't try to shove him out with a broomstick. You just let him drag a leash. Or if he's way under a king-size bed, by all means, get a long rope. Then when you want him, you can get the end of the rope and all you have to do is reel him in. You're not grabbing him, you're not squeezing him, you're definitely not chasing him. You're just objectively reeling him in so that you can put him on the table. These leashes are typical of what veterinarians use. Your veterinarian will probably give you one or lend you one or sell you one cheap. Or you can just get a rope at the hardware store and make a little noose out of it. You can tie it to his collar if it's going to be one of these situations where you do have to reel him out from behind the couch or under the bed. Tie it to the collar. They don't mind it. They really don't mind it. And after you've let him go, remember to take out remember to take out the next dose and put it there and get ready for his next dose.